Welcome to Revelation Unraveled. I'm your host, William Tapley, also known as the third eagle of the apocalypse and the co-prophet of these end times. One of my subscribers asked me to wear a red sweater for Christmas. And I don't have a red sweater, but I did get this shirt as a Christmas present this year. And it does have like a little bit of red, I believe, here, or maybe an orange, but I hope this qualifies. And by the way, Merry Christmas, everyone. We are still in the Christmas season, so that is a very appropriate greeting for this time of year. On the other hand, I have some very bad news, and that is that the prophecy I gave a couple of programs ago about the significance of that UN vote, 153-7 against Israel, was extremely important. And I told you at the time it was going to bring about the downfall of Israel. And I know some of you may not have agreed with me, but Benjamin Netanyahu certainly agrees with me. He is taking it very seriously. And a few days after that, the UN in the Security Council voted to force Israel to give up its settlements, which they claim belong to the Palestinians, and the United Nations did not veto that resolution as they always have in the past. So let me read some of these headlines. Now these have come just in the last couple of days. I won't read you the whole articles. You can look them up yourself. This is from ABC News. Inside Barack Obama and Benjamin Netanyahu's strained relationship. Well, ever since Obama took office, as I told you, his policy is to bring war and chaos to the Middle East, and it is reaching a crescendo at this time. I hope and pray Donald Trump will be allowed to take office, but don't bet on it. And this is from The Guardian. White House races to save Middle East peace process before Trump takes office. Now don't be fooled by that term, peace process. What our presidents, ever since Jimmy Carter, have been trying to do is to force Israel to give up land for peace. And that doesn't work. Do you think Islam will be satisfied with just part of Israel? What nonsense. Islam wants all of Israel. And Netanyahu has been standing firm ever since he took office in 2009. And I have told you that that is a fulfillment of Daniel 9:27, which I will get into in just a minute. And here's the headline from the New York Times. For Obama and Netanyahu, a final clash after years of conflict. We are coming to the end, people, and Bible prophecy tells us that. And this is also from The Guardian. Obama's parting shot at Netanyahu is a futile gesture. Well, I disagree. It's not futile. Benjamin Netanyahu is taking this extremely seriously, and he should. He is extremely worried, and that's because Netanyahu is found in Daniel 9:26. And here's a headline from Breitbart. Netanyahu says Obama may have more anti-Israel surprises up his sleeve. Well, as Netanyahu pointed out, Obama has colluded with the UN on this latest Security Council resolution. So let's just take a look at Daniel 9:26 and 9:27. Daniel prophesied all this 2,500 years ago. These are the two most important verses in the Old Testament regarding the modern nation of Israel, and the false prophets get it all wrong. Let's look at 9:26. And after 62 weeks, the anointed one shall be cut off, but not for himself. We are talking about the prophecy of 70 weeks upon Israel, Daniel's prophecy. And the 69th week began on November 30th. And that is when the United Nations voted 153-7 against Israel. 153, that number is very significant. It indicates God's judgment on Israel. That's why you'll see very few people on YouTube talking about it. because 153 is also a rosary number. The anointed one in these end times is Benjamin Netanyahu. Of course, and Daniel was speaking in the near time prophecy about our Lord Jesus Christ. Now, Daniel 9:26 and Daniel 9:27 tell the same story. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. That he is not the Antichrist. Don't listen to the false prophets. This is the anointed one that Daniel is prophesying about, because Daniel 9:26 and 9:27 tell the exact same story. The confirming of the covenant is the covenant in which God gave the land of Canaan to Israel for posterity. And that is what Netanyahu has been proclaiming for the last 7 years. And that's what the 1 week refers to. But that 1 week is over with. It ended on November the 30th. That is why Netanyahu is so upset. He understands this prophecy. If not, in fact, he understands it in his soul. He knows that his 7 years as the anointed one, confirming the covenant, is over. And what comes next? And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease. Now the false prophets will try to tell you that the midst of the week is the same week as the confirming of the covenant. There's nothing to say that at all in the prophecy. This is an entirely different week. The weeks in the Bible referring to the tribulation days, those are not all the same week. I mean, this is midst of the week is brought about by a different person, the prince that shall come. The first week, the confirming of the covenant, is confirmed by the anointed one. So if they are two different people, why shouldn't they be 2 different weeks? And that's exactly what they are. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention. This confirms what I've been saying for the last couple of weeks about the extreme significance of that vote in the United Nations. The sparks are flying in the Middle East. Will they lead up to nuclear war, as the Jewish teen Natan prophesied? Will Obama be buried in Israel, as he also prophesied? Could that burying refer to Obama's political life? I'm not sure. It might be symbolic. It might be actual. In any case, as always, if you would like to know more information about my ministry here on YouTube, visit my thirdeaglemedia.com website.